Hello everyone, this is Norcda Childa here, and welcome back to another video. So, guys, this is my 2020 update video. It has been a long time since we have last spoken, or I've last spoken to you guys. I made my 2019 State of the Channel address in July 2019, and since then, not much has happened on my channel. In the world, a lot has happened, and I'm going to get into that. But yeah, recently on my channel, the past year and a half, I know it's not been good. I know there hasn't been a lot of stuff, and I'm here to just kind of update you guys on my life and things like that, and YouTube and Geometry Dash and everything. So yeah, we're at the end of 2020. A year that has been crazy for everyone. I don't think there's been any person who has not experienced craziness this year, mainly, attributed to the coronavirus pandemic, which I don't even need to get into with you guys because it's just everything that's on the news. But yeah, this past year for me, 2020 and I guess fall 2019, I was in my senior year of high school, and that was, a big thing, obviously. And after my State of the Channel 2019 address, I started senior year in September. I was doing cross country, and then there were things like college applications going on, and senior year was definitely a busy school year and things like that. And in the winter came the good news that I was accepted early decision into New York University, and that was a year ago already. So I was accepted into college, which was really nice. I didn't have to worry about anything going into the new year, heading into 2020, besides school, obviously. I was doing winter track at that time, and that was really fun. So a lot of that stuff during that time, that was kind of I guess that was late 2019, so we're not even into 2020 yet. But during that time, I was doing all that stuff. It was really fun. I think senior year for me in high school was, it started off really, really nice. Just keeping up a lot of the things I was doing in junior year, my athletic stuff, my grades, things like that. I loved my classes. It definitely was a grind at times, but I think it was a really, really great year for me, and I really did enjoy all of that, and I was kind of soaking it all in, I was kind of trying to, I guess, live in the moment and live up senior year, but also, get my work done, get into college, which, thankfully I did in December, and I knew where I was going, and I had my major, ready, I applied, saying, I want to be in this major, and that major is Media, Culture, and Communication at NYU. So yeah, that was really, really good to get into college and to have senior year kind of get a bit less busy and things were moving along. And then obviously the coronavirus hit the world, and March rolled around and school went all remote after March 13th, and we didn't think it would be long. No one thought it would be long. We didn't know what to expect. No one knew what to expect. And, here we are at the end of the year, and, arguably the coronavirus in the world, and especially the United States, is, the worst it's ever been. Not even arguably, it is the worst it's ever been. And so that was crazy for us, all of us, and me and my family, obviously. I finished out senior year all remote, and just through my computer screen, through Zoom calls. We all know how school has been, or work has been. I'm not employed, but if you guys have jobs or whatever that, required you to be remote, you know how that was too. Just everyone kind of was affected in such a similar way. And that's what's crazy about this whole thing. So yeah, living through this has just been, it's been really eye-opening, and I think one thing I've taken away from all of it is just being grateful, a lot more grateful, just a heightened sense of gratefulness for everything in like day-to-day life. Because, you know, I remember back in March we were all excited about like not having to go to school for like 2 weeks potentially, and then it turned into everyone missing school and just wanting to be back and seeing everyone. So the things you like kind of hate in the present, you know, maybe you'll look back on and be like, wow, I really miss that. So it just kind of deepened my perspective on so many things, and that was like a really good thing about it. But as for school, like, we weren't sure if we were gonna have a graduation. As a senior, you know, I didn't really know what to expect. Like, they kind of had a plan to do it in person, but then they went back on that plan and they said, no, we can't do it in person. And then they said, we can do it in person, but like an abridged version where it's not like the normal ceremony. And then they said, oh wait, no, never mind, we can do the normal ceremony, but like no parents or no guests, whatever. So like it was just a big question of like what was going to happen. And on top of that, things like, you know, a spring track season being canceled for me, or a trip to France through my school that was actually an exchange program being canceled. And I know those hardships are not like anything so many other people have faced, but you know, having things that you expect just kind of be stripped away, it's so hard for everyone. And that uncertainty was definitely a huge thing going through the spring and the summer. But luckily, I was able to still have a graduation with my whole class. No guests were allowed, but we were kind of able to have that closure, even though, you know, we closed out the year all remote. And then there was, we did have a prom actually, like, maybe like 3 weeks after graduation. So we kind of had some things that were still normal in a year that was anything but normal, obviously with restrictions and stuff for both events. But having a prom and graduation to close out senior year that kind of got, you know, halted like a bit more than halfway through was a really nice thing. And I can focus on all the bad things and the things I lost, but really, like, I'm grateful for so much, and I'm grateful that, you know, we had those experiences after all. So that was really nice for some closure, and it was fun. And then the summer, yeah, just preparing for NYU, and NYU is there, or they have been letting people in on campus, but most of my classes are remote. So I was in New York City, but I was mostly in my dorm taking classes from my computer. I had one in-person class, and the dining halls kind of were open, but you had to take food away. So like, even still, like, even though I was there, a lot of it was kind of, you know, it was kind of isolating at times, even though I was physically in a dorm and I have 2 suite mates, and I've kind of met some people through my major, but not crazy. It still is kind of an isolating experience, because everything is still online, just, you know, for public health reasons, which I obviously support. But it's just, yeah, it's hard, like, starting a new chapter with all of those restrictions. But I've definitely gotten used to it, and I'm getting used to living on my own a bit more. I'm at home now I came home around Thanksgiving, and I closed out the semester remotely, and I'm going to be here until the end of January. So but yeah, that's kind of like a big run through of like the stuff that's just happened. And 2020 has really been crazy. Obviously, both my parents have been working remotely, which is good, and they're both honestly kind of liking not commuting. My brother is a senior in high school now, and they're kind of doing like a hybrid thing, where like one day is in person, one day is remote. So things are kind of like getting, I don't know, maybe a bit back to normal, or like at least we're finding ways to kind of do things with safety measures in mind that isn't just like a strict lockdown. But things are still limiting, and I know it's been challenging for everyone. And yeah, other notable things that have happened this year is I'm in a relationship now, or I'm about 6 months in. Yeah, 6 months in, and it's really good. It's with a girl who is actually from my town, but we are also at NYU together, which is really nice. Obviously, restrictions with everything makes that difficult. It makes everything difficult, really. But that's one thing that I've been grateful for in this year of craziness. So yeah, I mean, there are so many things that I could focus on that are bad, but I think I do have a lot to be grateful for, and thankfully everyone in my family and, you know, in my close circles, like my friends and family and things like that, we're all mostly healthy, which is, you know, really good, and I'm so grateful for that. We're all mostly taking really strict preventative measures, and we're not going out as much, and, you know, we really do care about staying healthy, which I'm really grateful for and I'm really happy about. So even in stressful situations, stressful times, there is always, you know, a thing or two or three or more, you know, there are always a lot of things that you can be grateful for, and that's kind of one thing I think this whole pandemic has really enlightened me about. Like, it's kind of made me think more like, hey, like when everything's stripped away, like what do you still have, and like what is like your core set of values, and who do you value the most, and what do you value, and like it kind of broadens your perspective a lot. So that's kind of been a thing that for growth, I think that has been really useful for me. And so for my channel, obviously my channel the past year, even more, like even before I made my 2019 update video, it has just been non-existent basically, and I know that, and I do feel bad, but I also think maybe I'm outgrowing it. I don't know about fully outgrowing it, but I'm getting older. I'm exploring new things. It's not as fun for me anymore to be playing Geometry Dash, and that sucks. Like I hate saying that, but it's just kind of how I am. I'm not done in the game. I'm not done making videos. I said this a lot in my 2019 update video. But yeah, just my perspectives, my preferences, my priorities are changing. And part of that is kind of forced, like, okay, I'm in college, okay, I kind of have to focus on like my studies and like eventually interning and like having a job and things like that. And I'm just like becoming an adult. Like, I'm 19 years old. So a lot of that stuff kind of just has to happen. But also, just if I'm listening to my heart, you know, it's not as fun as it was when I was, you know, in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, to make videos or to be playing games all the time. And that's just kind of like a natural thing. And I it's hard saying it, but it's so true. And I don't want to force myself to do anything. I don't want to force myself to sit here and make content just because I feel like I need to, you know, keep making videos for you guys against my will. I want to make you guys happy and give you content to enjoy, but I also want to have fun doing it, and I also want to put my heart into it and, you know, just kind of have a passion for it. And I still think I do. I don't think I'm just suddenly a, you know, non-creative person, not interested in any content creation whatsoever. And it's not like I suddenly hate Geometry Dash. That's not what it is. It's just kind of this long-term shift that's been happening over the past couple of years where, you know, it matters less to me. And that's hard to say, but it's true. So yeah, I think that's been one of the big reasons why I haven't been uploading. Plus the fact that I've been at college, obviously, and it has taken a lot of time to do all my stuff and, you know, do work and study. I've been doing a lot of like reading, writing, you know, like just a lot of stuff. And it's hard to balance it all, and it's hard to balance it, especially if I don't really have a motivation to make videos all the time. That also is, you know, exacerbated by the fact that 2.2 is still not out, and summer 2019, I was saying, like, it's still not out. When it comes out, I'll have a lot of content to cover, and we are sitting here nearly, like 16, 17, 18 months later without an update. And it has been 3 years since 2.11, almost 4 years since 2.1 came out. Like, it's crazy, and we're getting closer. We totally are getting closer, and I've been keeping up with stuff. Like RobTop has been posting new stuff and pictures and some videos, and you know, I'm still I'm still keeping up with the world of Geometry Dash and the happenings, but just kind of from more of afar. Like I'm not creating content, daily, a couple times a week. So yeah, I think the main purpose of this update video was just to kind of tell you guys like, hey, I'm here. I'm not dead. I just have so much other stuff going on, and obviously, the pandemic has really flipped the world upside down for a lot of us, and that's just been a big thing to deal with in 2020. I know for a lot of us, people playing games like inside, it's not much of a difference. Like a lot of things we normally would do in like a world without a pandemic we're doing now, but I just think, yeah, like it still is hard. It's been hard on everyone. I'm not trying to target anyone and say that it's been especially hard for them or say that it's been especially hard for me, but I think it's been something that's just affected everyone. And it's kind of unifying in a way, even though we feel isolated and apart. In an odd way, it's kind of unifying. As for the future of Norcda Childa, I really think I need 2.2. I just really want to have new exciting content to be excited about again, to create with. And 2.2 will be massive, and I don't think there will be any shortage of new content to make videos on. But yeah, as for now, I just feel like there's not much motivation. I think I've had enough motivation since I've been home away from school to kind of devote time to projects and videos, and I'm actually making a new video that's not just a boring update video, me talking, an actual like entertainment, funny Geometry Dash video that I'll be putting out sometime in January. And you guys can hold me to that. I'm not going to push it back to like a random, 5 months down the line or whatever. I'll be releasing it in January. That is a promise. And yeah, I think that's mainly all I have to say. It's been a crazy year, a lot of endings, a lot of beginnings, ending senior year of high school, ending high school entirely, beginning college, having a whole pandemic, turn the world upside down, and just kind of growing up through all that. And my motivation has been dwindling through all that. But, slowly but surely, I think I'm kind of finding little pieces of motivation here and there. And I'm excited to make videos for you guys. I'm not done yet. I'm not counting myself out just yet. I'm not quitting or anything. So that's really all I have to say. I hope that I can keep making you guys smile, keep making content you guys love, but I also am changing, and I want to accept that change. And I think you guys are, great people and will be able to understand that too. But, I'm still here. I still have a desire to create, and I'm hoping with 2.2, I can have a higher sense of creation. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, listening. I know this year has been really crazy, but I'm looking forward to 2021 and seeing what that can hold for me in my personal life, my life on YouTube, for all of you guys, and just seeing how we can kind of turn a chapter together, or turn a page together into a new chapter. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, so that's about it, guys. Thank you so much again, and I will see you guys soon.